I hate it when he holds me up like this. Ah, there he is. Welcome.
Before we begin with this, I do want to say the Mets let us down.
I know.
Mets let us down. I wanted a Subway Series so bad.
You're not the only one. Now we're stuck with the
5 years.
Instead, we're stuck with a series known as Scene in 43 that no one wants because of how they're going to jack up the ticket prices both at Yankee and in Chavez Ravine.
The thing is, I find this to be a bit ironic because regarding the Dodgers, they were once part of New York. They were known as the Brooklyn Dodgers.
I know.
Before they ended up moving to LA.
Yeah, I
so
know.
So in a way, it's a different kind of Subway Series, but one steeped in history.
I know, but I'm just saying that it's infuriating that it was basically the baseball script writers choosing to go for the money instead of a feel-good story.
Yeah, figures. Anyway, let's get this show started because we got a multitude of matches that we got to go through.
Welcome to the MegaMets podcast for the Super Junior Tag League 2024. We have got 12 teams in this year's bracket instead of the traditional 10. It'll be split into 2 blocks of 6. For those wondering who's in it.
And I'm looking through all the matches, and there's like 8 matches in each of these. From October 24th, which is basically the first match, all the way to, I believe,
November the 4th at Power Struggle.
Yeah, that means we have like 8 cards we got to go through. 8 cards, and each card has like 8 matches.
So thankfully, we only have to focus on the Tag League matches.
Thank God, because the Tag League matches are basically like 3 matches each.
Though there are a couple of nights where it's going to be 6.
I know, but I don't mind that since at least it's going to show off a whole lot of action.
That's for sure. Our participants this year from the A block, the now former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Clark Connors and Drilla Moloney of the War Dogs. From House of Torture, Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. From TMDK, the Ichiban Sweet Boys, a.k.a. Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita. From Los Ingobernables De Japon, Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. From Ryusuke Taguchi and from Dragon Gate, Dragon Dia. And finally, Tiger Mask and from CMLL, Captain Suicida.
This is going to be big.
Meanwhile, on the B block, why don't you read these guys off?
We have KUSHIDA and Kevin Knight.
The new IWGP Junior Tag
Champs. The new IWGP Tag Champs. Francesco Akira and TJP.
The United Empire.
Yo and Rocky Romero.
Of Chaos.
The DKC and Ninja Mac.
LA Dojo Instructor and Pro Wrestling
Taiji Ishimori and Robbie X.
Originally, it was supposed to be Mustafa Ali, but I'm guessing a scheduling conflict popped up.
Yeah, and finally, Paris De Silva and Jude London.
From the Aussie circuits.
Yep, we got ourselves an interesting ride.
We'll kick it off in Gunma, GMSA, October 24th. Our tournament matches are Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask against LIJ. I'm going to say LIJ.
This is going to be an interesting show, to say the least, especially with how the card is going to turn out. Since we're only focusing on the tournament matches, which I don't mind, since, tournament match, Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask. So what's our first match? It's Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask versus Bushi and Hiromu. I vote for Bushi and Hiromu. Los Ingobernables De Japon.
Next up, it's Bullet Club Civil War. War Dogs, House of Torture. I don't really care who wins this match, but the War Dogs, they've got a chip on their shoulder the size of the size of Tokyo, and they want to go back to the Dome to go after those IWGP Junior Tag titles again. Kanemaru and Sho are just in the way. They can pull all their politics as they can, but I don't think they're going to fall for it, especially if Connors and Moloney bring Gato out as backup to counteract Nick Togo.
Yeah.
That said, I am going to take Connors and Moloney. Then my
I
dogs.
am also going to take the War Dogs, Connor and Moloney. Screw the House of Torture, honestly. At a Civil War, whoever wins, we all lose.
True. But at least we can get some blood if it's Connors and Moloney who come out on top.
Yes, agreed. Blood is always good.
Finally, Dragon Dia against and Ryusuke Taguchi against TMDK. I'm giving this will be Fujita's first major main event. I'm going to give this to him and Robbie.
I'm giving it to Dia and Taguchi, since honestly, though, the dragon shall rise.
He's dealing with a guy who's going to make him the butt of a joke. Trust me. And I mean that literally. Because I've always hated Taguchi for the whole gimmick shtick of him using his ass as a weapon.
Wow. I don't have the right words.
I mean, I told you this when we first started the show.
Of course we did.
And you laughed at it.
I still laugh at it. It
Doesn't really get a lot of laughs at me.
I know. Now let's move on to our next one.
Your turn.
From the next set of matches taking place in Kanagawa, versus Chaos, Rocky Romero, and y'all versus Velocites, Paris de Silva, and Jude London.
Got the new team coming in. I mean, yes, Rocky has done the tag team thing. He's an 8-time junior tag champ, and he won the Super Junior Tag Tournament once with Trent Beretta, I believe, in 15. But still, the reason he swore off, he doesn't do tag team wrestling in the junior ranks and all that much anymore is because there wasn't really much for him to do. That's why he switched more to a part-time manager gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And Rocky was the one who brought Sho and Yo into Chaos. We all know what happened to Sho.
Mm-hmm.
Where Yo has been stuck, like basically relegated to being just a part of Chaos, a cog in the machine, even though Chaos isn't Chaos because there's no Okada anymore.
It just don't feel right.
And you don't really have someone to be an established leader in the group. That said, I'm going to take Yo and Rocky, though I wouldn't be surprised if Velocites come out on top.
Let there be chaos. I go for chaos. Next up, we have Ninja Mac and the DKC versus X and Taiji Ishimori of the Bullet Club.
We already established that the X is Robbie X.
Yeah, it's Robbie X pretty much. I'm surprised they didn't fix that.
And these were done ahead of time. I'm gonna give this to Bullet Club.
Let the bullets fly, so I shall. I'll do the same.
Event.
And last but not least, Kevin Knight and Kushida versus Francesco Akira and TJP.
Renewal of United Empire against Jet Setters against Catch 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing the coin out.
Bring the coin. Let the coin dictate its fate.
Tails, Catch 2-2. And we all know this will probably be TJ's last time in this tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes heavyweight next year.
So?
Heads. I'm going Jet Setters.
Go figure. I shall go for the Catch 2-2.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Korakuen Hall. This is where we usually get 6. This is the first of 2 nights where we're going to get 6 matches on the card. And,
judging by this, we got like 7. Yeah, it's 7 matches, but 6 of them are tournament based.
And we started off with the shit heap. Thank God we're getting this out of the way early. Capitan Suicida and Tiger Mask against House of Torture. Just give this to the House of Torture and get it over with.
I'm going to give it a House of Torture for once.
Ninja Mac and the DKC against Paris de Silva and Jude London. I'm actually going to go Mac and DKC in this.
I'm going with the Velocities.
Okay. Dragon Dia and Taguchi against Bushi and... Why does this say Yujiro? It's supposed to be Hiromu, damn it.
They still need to fix that.
Yeah. I'm giving it into LIJ.
Figure you make that choice. I probably gonna give it to Dragon and Ryusuke.
Seriously?
What?
I mean,
why would you say that?
You know I can't stand Taguchi.
Fine. I'll give it to Bushi. I'll give it to Bushi and Takahashi. If you can't stand him too much, you could have just said it.
Anyway, Intergalactic Jet Setters against Robbie X and Ishimori. I'm gonna say Ishimori and X.
I'm going with the Bullet Club.
Skip 6-man tag.
Mm-hmm.
TMDK against the War Dogs. War Dogs got their pound of flesh back in June when they retained the junior tag titles against Ichiban Sweet Boys. But I'm gonna say the Sweet Boys get a little payback. Corgan Hall is usually a good spot for underdog victories.
I agree.
Finally, Chaos against Catch 2-2. I'm going to say Catch 2-2.
As will I.
Now for a second night in Corgan Hall.
And this one is also 6 matches.
Your turn.
I'll do this then. We have Catch 2-2, Francisco Akira and TJB versus Velocities, Paris and Jude.
I'm willing to throw the new team a bone here.
I'll probably do the same.
I mean, if they get it against Rocky and Yo, that's fine too. On night 1, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask versus the War Dogs.
Let the bullets fly. You do or die. These are my dogs.
The War Dogs howl.
You don't want to
Next is the Jet Setters versus Ninja Mac and DKC.
Jet Setters.
Ninja Mac and the DKC are my vote. Now we reach Dragon Dia and Taguchi versus... Yeah, I'm going to freaking say it. House of freaking Torture.
Let's bring up the checklist. Expect spelunking lights for the young lions. Taguchi pulling a switcheroo with the wrench and the whiskey bottle for some, say, I don't know, tangerine soda and a banana. The lights.
Why would they resort to that?
With the exception of last year's match between the two, it's the usual shtick whenever Taguchi faces Show in any tournament setting. Blackout, House of Torture interference, House of Torture win.
Probably. I'm going to have to do that thing. Fine, let's just get the House of Torture out of the way at least. Anyway, next up on the Romero and Y'all Chaos versus Robbie X and Taiji, the Bullet Club.
I'll go with an upset here, Rocky and Yo.
Fair enough. I'll do the same. And last but not least, Fujita and Eagles of TMDK versus Bushi and Takahashi.
There's not a lot. When you consider there's a bit of rust between Bushi and Hiromu, as one, after the 2017 tournament, Hiromu spent most of his time either on the singles track or injured, and two, that's led to Bushi having to team up with Teton most times. I'm actually going to give this to Eagles and Fujita for some reason.
Fine. I'll probably do the same on that one. Now next up we reach Niigata in the Sulame City Physical Education Center. Interesting name. Thankfully, there's only 3 matches, so let's get it done.
Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask against TMDK. I'm actually going to go Suicida and Tiger Mask.
I'm probably going to do the same as well.
And this is mostly because who knows Robbie better than Tiger Mask? They actually did, back during the COVID era, the two did briefly hold the IWGP Junior Tag titles when Robbie was in Chaos as part of the duo known as the Flying Tigers. LIJ against House of Torture. I will be happy if LIJ pull a fast.
Let the LIJ earn their victory. House of Torture can piss off.
Yeah, House of Torture can go fuck themselves. Moloney and Connors against Dai and Taguchi. I'm going to go Connors and Moloney.
I'm going with Dai and Taguchi. The Dragon's Roar.
Next up, Toyama.
And this one has 3 matches. We have Chaos, Rocky Romero and Yo versus Ninja Mac and the DKC.
I'll go Mac and DKC.
I'll go with Chaos because we must embrace chaos. Next up are the Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and KUSHIDA versus Velocities, Paris and Jude.
I'll go Velocities.
I will also go Velocities. And finally, as it should be, Princess Catch 2-2 versus Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori.
This would have been a lot better if it was Mustafa Ali. I'm taking Catch 2-2.
I'm also taking Catch 2-2. I mean, all things considered. Looks like things are winding down. So we are now live in Ishikawa in Yoshisude Arena, or the Komatsu City Suehiro Gymnasium. That is a long name, all things considered.
Damn right.
Go ahead, man. Your turn.
This will be determined by who's at the top of each block. If we're going by that math, I will say we'll start with Captain Suicida and Tiger Mask against Dragon Dia and Taguchi, and I will throw the team I hate the most out of this block, aside from the House of Torture, a bone, and give Dia and Taguchi the win.
All right, I'd probably do the same.
Fujita Eagles against House of Torture. House of Torture, because all they could do at this point, if we did the math correctly, is play spoiler.
It's basically become a bunch of asshats.
True. And then LIJ against the War Dogs.
Let the War Dogs
Let the bullets fly. This is my dog, because they're my dogs for real, and you don't want me to send these dogs into the streets.
Indeed. Let the War Dogs howl. That's my vote. And so, what's next after that? We got all that done. So, anything else?
There's still 2 more nights. The Power Struggle main event November the 4th. We're now on Saturday.
Oh yeah, we're right now. We just went past November 1st, so we're now on November 2nd.
Again, this will be determined by rankings when we get to the end of the block. If the math is right, we're probably going to start off with. I'm only doing this just to help with structure. Based on how we've done the math, it'll probably be Ishimori and X against Velocities to start. Who's your take?
So it's between those two?
No, that's the first of the 3 matches. If we're going by structure of the card based on the math.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. All things considered. What to pick on this one, honestly? To be honest, I'm not sure. It's going to be tough as nails, all things considered. I'll go with the former if we're going to be going by point assumption.
So you're going Paris Civil and Jude London?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Kevin Knight and Intergalactic Jet Setters against Chaos.
Let chaos rise. Let there be anarchy.
I'm actually going to go Jet Setters because at this point, the Jet Setters know they can't win the tournament, so they got to play spoiler.
Why not? Go for it. I go with Chaos because you cannot have order without it. Chaos must thrive. Chaos must evolve.
And then Ninja Mac against the DK and the DKC against Catch 2-2. Catch 2-2, and this sets up War Dogs versus.
I'm also going Catch 2-2
versus Catch in the final.
And now we reach the final. You do the honors because you're better at analyzing this stuff than I am.
Based on the math, we get the matchup. I think that's gotten a little redundant with two of these 3 teams. Catch 2-2 versus the War Dogs. Catch 2-2 looking for a repeat. War Dogs looking to plow through a team they basically made their bitch most of the past year plus in order to get their hands back on the IWGP Junior Tag Gold. Winning team is going to the Tokyo Dome to face the Jet Setters regardless. So, who am I taking to win? Heads, dogs. Tails, catch.
Flip it.
It landed on tails at the last minute.
Wow.
I've defied this thing before. I'm taking the War Dogs.
Let the War Dogs howl.
So true. That's it for tonight's MegaMets. Comment, like, share, subscribe. We'll be back on Friday night to look at TNA's Bound for Glory 2024.
Please let it be a better show. Please let it be better than every previous other years, because I know some were just not great.
Yeah, I know. 2010 was just a repeat of Bash in the Beach 96.
No, that was not just a repeat. It was an embarrassment.
But I mean, it was just the main event was basically a beat for beat rehash of Bash at the Beach 96.
Yeah, but Bash at the Beach 96 was at least good, mostly.
But the main event was horseshit.
The main event was horseshit, but I think it was kind of intentional.
I mean, I get it. They needed Hogan to go bad. His gimmick had gone stale across the board.
And it kind of worked. Even though people say it was a letdown, it worked.
True. But even then, that led to the trade-off of Hogan getting too much control over the scripts.
Yeah. Way too much control.
Comment, like, and subscribe. He's Mega Man G. I'm Mets2128. You can also subscribe to my buddy, to our other comrades over at the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Goodbye, and good fucking night. Bang.
Bang.
Thanks, Jose.
Always. See you then.